So, as you can imagine, as a child being born in the late 90s and growing up in the early 2000s in the UK, I, along with many other of my, friends and people similar my age, grew up with the Harry Potter books. And they were the first, actual books I ever read, and I loved the series, and I watched all the films, and, I really looked up to JK Rowling. And then, after the past couple of years, you know how they say never meet your heroes? Well, that was because the saying was coined before Twitter was a thing, and now it's never follow your heroes, because you start seeing things that kind of make you think, ugh. Ugh.
I'm not a fan of Harry Potter for the reason that in junior high, one of my teachers expressly told me that if he ever heard anyone dissing Harry Potter, he'd fail them. So after taking the class twice, no, I'm just joking. Never got into the series, but apparently J.K. Rowling has been retconning her beloved series for the likes of the PC crowd. And it began with the big mystery of whether or not, what's his name? Dumbledore is gay or not. It seems like every year J.K. Rowling is making up some other weak excuse on why another character in her magical story magically either changed race, gender, or, I guess, religion, in the case of this Goldstein kid. So, anyways, with us are Transmission Rory.
Hello, hello.
And our friend Magic Based.
Hey.
And don't worry, we're going to edit the fuck out of this.
Great, so if I say anything racist, make sure to take it out, and then put it on a separate thing.
You're immune from criticism, you're gay.
Yay. The Jews were a mistake.
Jesus.
I'm kidding, anime was the mistake.
That's true.
Anime is trash, and so am I.
Furries are a mistake.
You might say
Speaking of which, has J.K. Rowling actually come up with a character in her book that's actually a furry now?
Hagrid.
Is that one of the demographics she hasn't really targeted?
I mean, technically, you could argue that yes, because there are characters in the book that are, live as animals.
Yeah, but I mean, how many of them actually fuck animals? That's what I mean.
Maybe Hagrid put a finger or two in Fluffy.
Look, what do you think Voldemort's been doing with that snake? Okay.
No, especially apparently it used to be an Asian woman, so.
Yeah, that came to bite her in the ass, didn't it?
Oh,
this trying to retcon her own books to try and squeeze
as many races and diversity
as many
possible.
social justice points out of it as she can. Yeah. Ended with people being very angry that Nagini, the snake, was actually an Asian woman the whole time.
And then it brings on this whole thing about, granted it's supposed to have come from Indonesian mythology, but it apparently everyone thinks that she is a non-white servant to an evil white man now, and it's like, oh god.
Yeah, it's I kind of find it funny as well with all these retcons, because, whenever people say retcons, I always think, oh, comic books like DC or Marvel, because, with DC they have the multiverse theory, so they're very much open to rebooting everything. You can't do that. You can't do that for novels because they're pretty much set in stone.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's ridiculous that oh well, now we have a student here who is originally from Israel.
Woo.
How will they get on with this new character who is from Palestine?
I mean, really, one of the big things that that I think about when I think of J.K. Rowling is I just think she got lazy. You know what I mean? And even growing up with the books, I mean, by the time I started reading them, I think the first 5 are out, and then the other 2, I waited and then read them when they came out. And in that gap between reading the 5th one and waiting for the 6th one to come out, I was very excited. But then the 6th one came out, and I instantly thought, I remember thinking at the time when I was reading it, this kind of seems very lazily written. It was a step down in quality compared to the others, I thought. And then when the last one came out, I struggled to finish it.
Well, that one wasn't awful, but it was kind of weird.
I never read them. Well, I read them, but I would always listen to the Stephen Fry audio of the books because it was much more entertaining.
No, I imagine. Anything. He could read the phone book and it'd be more entertaining.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. He can make Star Wars A New Hope entertaining, as playing Darth Vader. Type that up for anyone listening. General Melcher's Darth Vader. There you go. You'll have a good time.
Sounds fun.
But yeah, though, seriously, jokes aside, that was the thing I found about the Harry Potter books, because, like, I wouldn't be deep, I'm kind of like Laughing Man here, I wouldn't be balls deep into them like some other people. Like, I read the first book, watched the first 2 movies, was dragged to see, like, the Half-Blood Prince, and really, that just felt like a romantic comedy to me. Yeah, when it comes to those novels, I just feel like they're very weak characters, in particular Harry himself. Like, he's not a very interesting guy to follow. He kind of suffers from the Gordon Freeman effect, where it's everyone around him that's more interesting, rather than Harry.
Yeah, there's this whole idea that, like, Harry's important and he's the hero because of this thing that he did when he was a baby, and it's like, well, he didn't actually do anything. Like, it just kind of happened to him. It's not like he fought off Voldemort with his bare fucking hands. You know what I mean? And everyone attributes him as being, this is great, this great guy, this great figure, and it's just like, he did nothing.
There's an argument to be made that Hermione is more the main character of the series than Harry.
Then, well, I think the main reason for that is because it's basically JK Rowling's self-insertion into the series. She even
wait a minute,
said,
JK Rowling is not black.
She's even been quoted as saying that she based Hermione on her own 11-year-old self. Which then, yeah, goes back to contradict the fact that she was like, well, you know, Hermione could be black, and it's like, really, bitch?
So basically she has the personality of a drywall.
Well, I think this is the problem, is that JK Rowling, and again, this is attributing again to the laziness, rather than write new books with, you know, people of color, even though I hate that phrase, by the way.
You could even create an expanded universe.
It sounds so racist. But rather than make new books, not even in the same universe, but just new books, new stories.
It's because whenever you say people of color, it's just a little bit more around the circle, and you can just call people coloreds again.
Look, let me finish, okay? Rather than create new stories and new books with people of color in them, she'd rather just go back to her old stuff and then just say, oh, this guy was Latino the whole time.
I mean, it sounds like she has like the George Lucas effect, you know, where it's like, maybe she's not adding anything into it necessarily though, but she's trying to, just through, you know, oh yeah, this person might have been this person, the owl might have been a transsexual dragonkin for all we fucking know.
And can I also put forward the argument that I don't think she's really that great of a writer? You have to remember that the Harry Potter books are children books. When she actually tried creating an adult book, and in the adult genre, and she used a pen name, she wrote The Cuckoo's Calling, which like didn't sell anything, and inconveniently, her real name got leaked. The real author name got, you know, leaked. She didn't put it out there herself or anything. It got leaked. And then the sales surged by 150,000%.
So it's basically like Stephen King when he put the Richard Bachman pseudonym on his novels. Because, like, the reason he did that was because I believe his publisher was saying, you know, you're oversaturating the market, Stephen, you know, you gotta limit the amount of books that have your name on it. So he made up that
You're doing too much work. You're making us too much money.
There's something I wanted to say, though. This whole thing strikes me as something like, she tried to do something different with a pen name, but it got leaked, and then she kind of came to the case of, fine, you want me to do Harry Potter, I'll keep doing that. And now we have Black Hermione and Asian Nagini.
I don't think that. I think
Asian Nagini sounds like a sex position.
I don't think that. I think that she tried to move on to other things and that they failed for her because she's not really that great a writer. So she fell back on just doing lazy add-ons to all the stuff that she'd already done. I mean, it seems like the only time she says these things, oh, Hermione, you know, could have been black, oh, Nagini's an Asian woman, whatever, is when like people stop paying attention to her. Mm-hmm. So she has to throw something out there to try and get people to talk about it again.
It's kind of like she's living in her own episode of Big Brother, right? Where you try to make as big of a fucking fuss. You're a dying star, and you're trying to create as much of a fuss and be out there and do whatever you can to kind of cling onto that last bit of fame. Not that I feel sorry for her, because she has a fucking mattress full of millions of dollars to sleep on at night. So
several mattresses, no doubt.
Yeah.
In
several mattresses.
In several bedrooms that, you know, could be used to house the migrants that she wants to bring over.
No, she wants us to bring over.
Oh yeah, sorry, she doesn't want to bother with it. It's our responsibility.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The commoner's responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you calling common?
One thing I find out as well is, like, even in the political sphere, you know how people always make comparisons to her novels? She even does it herself. Like, during the referendum for Scottish independence, she was calling basically anyone who wanted, was for Scottish independence, Death Eater. So I'm thinking, wait a minute, bitch. You're calling anyone who wants to be free from the UK, a villain or someone that wants to ethnically cleanse people? What the hell?
Yeah, don't get me started on how fucking irritating it is to see any of these, like, retarded protests, whether it be, like, the Women's March or whatever, and people wearing fucking Harry Potter t-shirts saying stuff like, oh, if it wasn't for Hermione, Harry would have died, and it's like, it's not fucking real, you idiot.
Well, you do realize that when she's calling people Death Eaters and things, she's making direct allusions to the Holocaust themes in her books, right?
Oh, God.
So she's basically calling anyone who wants Scottish independence a Nazi or an SS officer.
So she's basically calling Sean Connery or Irvin Welch a Nazi, which I just find ludicrous.
It wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, she sounds like she's been trying to pander to the SJWs again. Pander to the SJWs just because, they're like, oh, well, you have any black people in Harry Potter. How come none of the main characters aren't black? It's like, oh, Hermione is, right? I mean,
she could have just come out and said, look, these books were written before political correctness was a huge issue.
A huge mistake.
And it's not like there weren't people of color in the original series. I mean, Cho Chang. Was it Cho Chang or Cho Ching?
Cho Chang, but at this point, does it matter since she's like meh? She was only really, you only really cared about her in like the 4th and the 5th book, and even then she was just like, oh, so she's the love interest. Anything else? Nope. Okay, moving on.
If there's no black main character, there's no Jewish main character, etc. What stops people of those ethnic groups from reading the fucking books? Apparently everyone read them, except me. So why do you need a character that fits your token representation to enjoy a book?
How else will these dim people relate to anyone?
Yeah, do you think people watch Forrest Gump and go, wow, I can identify with this guy because I'm retarded too?
Just go on Tumblr.
Me too.
I can identify with Jenny. She's just an abandoning bitch.
Jenny.
Oh God. I wish Wade was here.
He's your son, Forrest, but Jenny, who's black?
I can relate. I can relate to the grass. I have people stepping on me all the time.
Aww.
Wade, Nat, and I were over at the the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company over in downtown London, and Wade was going off. He's like, we're watching the movie and we're eating our dinner, and Wade's like, it gets to the sex scene, and he's like, Jenny, I paid in you, Jenny.
Sticking aside her pee.
Jenny, do I have the AIDS?
Oh God! Speaking of London, have any of you ever checked out King's Cross for platform 9 3/4, which is essentially an old-fashioned luggage trolley someone accidentally cemented into a wall and thought, fuck it, we'll make this an attraction.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually kind of pathetic, like the way that, I mean, it's become a much bigger thing than I think it ever should have been. I mean, like, people,
just like JK Rowling's career.
People forget that these are children's books. They're not like some great work of art. They're not the Lord of the Rings. Calm down.
Calm your tits, people.
They're not The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which have a lot of Christian allegories to them.
Well, I mean, you think, The Lord of the Rings and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe were written by, scholars of the English language.
And friends, apparently. And
then you got fucking JK Rowling coming over here, and it's like, you read the books and it's the most basic, like, language.
It's just the basic hero's journey story.
I think the thing is that, she's overestimating how talented she is because of the attention she gets, and the reason she gets all that attention is because these kids grew up with the books and now they're old enough to follow her on Twitter and say, oh my god, I love you, all this stuff.
The people who read her books are so mollycoddled that now they're on Twitter and she's basically rehashing the exact same NPC language that they want to hear. This person really was X, Y, and Z.
What next? Are they going to put in gender-neutral bathrooms in Hogwarts?
See, this is another thing as well, is she's not the only figure associated with Harry Potter to be doing shit like this. Emma Watson, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh god.
Oi.
Resting bitch face in human form.
She always sounds like she's about to cry. Like, I don't know what it is.
If you had to suck Harvey Weinstein's dick to play a 12-year-old wizard, you'd be crying too, and be a feminist.
Jesus Christ.
No wonder she started he for she.
I'm just saying. I mean, you look at some of those pictures of fucking Harvey Weinstein just has his mitts around Emma Watson, and it's like, wow, when did this start?
I just love the way Emma Watson talks about, like, people's... how, like, she talks as if she knows about women's oppression, and she was appointed, you know, was it the UN ambassador for women's
Well,
rights?
also she was born rich, wasn't she?
Well, yeah.
Well, she was born in Paris.
Yeah, she was born in Paris. Both of her parents were, like, lawyers or some shit. And then she fell into... You know, she happened to fall into acting and end up in a multi-million-dollar franchise.
Meaning she was getting hit over the head with a fucking baguette.
Went to 2 universities. Like, went to 2 universities as well. Brown and Oxford. You know, probably the fanciest in their own countries.
Yeah, you know, all that oppression.
Yeah, played a Disney fucking princess.
Yeah,
And then she's
terrible
like,
remake.
men, we need you to step up and help feminism.
I'll say this, Natalie,
Become-
you're a better singer than Emma Watson.
Oh god, don't get me started on that.
Yeah, we won't open that can of worms, though.
Why not? Sounds like it's horrible.
refer to the last joke I made a few wild cards ago, where my mum was watching Beauty and the Beast, and there was a part where Emma Watson was singing, and I walked in and said, "Do you know what sounds better than Emma Watson singing?" I farted and then walked out.
I thought you were gonna say what's better coming out of Emma Watson's mouth than, you know, her singing abilities, and that's where you refer back to the Harvey Weinstein joke.
Only talent to come out of her mouth was Harvey Weinstein's dick.
There's only one way to make you shut up! Take it all, Emma!
Jesus Christ.
You want to be a star, little girl? I can make you a wizard. You just gotta play a game of Quidditch with me. Here's your broomstick.
Let me turn my wand on ya.
Here's your broomstick. Ignore the quaffles underneath.
Why does the broomstick vibrate?
Shut up and get on it. Oh god.
I'm trying to get this fucking page up so I can read off of it, but it's not loading.
In the meantime, let's just talk about some of the stupid merchandise of Harry Potter.
I thought we were gonna still make fun of Emma Watson, you know.
Ah, screw it. Okay, fine. Let's go.
Writing Harvey Weinstein being like,
we'll make
expellus cummus in vaginas or something. I don't know.
Oh shit, she got pregnant. Hang on a minute. Fetus deletus.
Queen Pius or Taurus?
What is this devolving into?
Condomus brocus.
Oh god.
Barris Bacchus.
Virginus Tacus.
This sounds like this is starting to sound like those intro segments where they pause the Roadrunner and Coyote and have some shit Latin at the bottom.
Pretty much.
Just have Emma Watson running, and they'll have Actus Mediocritus and Harvey Weinstein Sexualus Predatorus.
Pedis Preterus.
Oh.
Carnalis
Casting us couches.
I mean, there is a lot to thank JK Rowling for in terms of, you know,
Getting people to read.
Well, yeah, that, and also she kind of, the Harry Potter franchise, like the films, they kind of reinvigorated the British film industry, because originally they wanted to, you know, have the films, you know, set in America, but she was very adamant that no, it has to be British, everyone in it has to be British, it has to be filmed in the UK.
With a few exceptions.
Which wouldn't have been a huge difference from what American filmmaking is right now. Every single fucking movie has mostly a British cast acting American, so...
But I just think it's that she is so out of touch right now, and you know, that and her lecturing people, you know, was the saying? Oh, well, look at Sweet Dee sitting on her cloud of judgment, handing down life lessons to all the sinners. And I think that, you know, it's pardon the pun, it's very rich of her to be talking about issues like, you know, mass migration, when she's in the camp that is not going to get affected by that. She lives in
gated community.
She lives in a gated community. She's got like 5 different houses around the world or some shit.
Essentially a champagne socialist.
Yes, that's the perfect word for it.
No one's going to be stealing her job because the people coming over can barely speak English. Actually, they could probably write a more coherent story.
They should write Harry Potter in Pigeon.
Harry Pigeon.
Harry Potter M Wizard.
Be like that one scene in Black Books for the writing the children's novel, A London Pigeon.
Have you guys seen that article that a couple people I follow posted where it was the death of John McCain written in Pigeon on the bbc.co.uk/pigeon?
No.
It was like John McCain dead. It was the funniest but most accurate news story I've read in ages.
John McCain dead, and he knew Dewey.
Wait. You mean the BBC accurately reported something? Oh wait, it was a parody. Never mind.
The BBC.
Pigeon's language.
It's a nickname for a broken form of English.
Yeah, I know. I was making a joke on the behalf of the BBC.
No, I know.
I think Natalie's a shill for the BBC.
Fuck the BBC, man. Yeah, I only watch one thing on the BBC.
Yes, when, where? Oh, not that kind of fuck, sorry.
Look, just because you like big black cocks.
Damn, she found out. She found out I'm Milo Yiannopoulos in disguise.
Then again, Magic, you do surround yourself with the most muscular black men on the planet, all lotioned.
I didn't know you were black.
What?
Milo, did you give me the AIDS?
Oh god.
In our Twitch stream, all of a sudden we stopped everything we were doing to find out whether or not Milo Yiannopoulos had AIDS.
Oh, by the way, did you know that one of the actresses that played one of the Patel twins was like killed by her father, like as an honor killing?
What?
Oh dear god, really?
Yeah, let me find the article. Hang on.
Oh god. That's horrible. Oh wait, there's an actress. There's one of those characters of colour in it. Oh god.
And you know what's very hypocritical is that the actor who played like Crab, he was dropped from the films because like he was doing drugs or some shit.
Oh god.
Whereas Johnny Depp is now playing a main character in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, even though he's under accusation of having beaten his wife.
Could be worse. They could get Kevin Spacey in the new Fantastic Beasts.
I think he would have been a better fit to be Grindelwald. He looks fucking awful.
Then again, though, his films have been bombing recently. Like, from what I've heard, like, his last film made, what, $600 at the box office?
Who's this, Spacey?
Kevin Spacey.
Spacey, yeah.
He still acts?
Well, no, this was something that was filmed before they found out.
The studio should have just took it out back and burned it. It would have been cheaper. Although I did manage to get that master course from Kevin Spacey on acting before it got taken off the site. So
I can never look at American Beauty the same way again.
yeah.
Then again, like my cousin, he's a big fan of that film, and when I told him about Spacey, he was like, that lucky kid.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Because like me and him have arguments about that film. I'm like, motherfucker was a pedophile in that. He was going to molest the cheerleader. He was like, nonsense. He was just trying to relive his high school fantasy.
What were you trying to look up?
I was trying to look up the conditions under which that girl was killed.
Just assume it's an honor killing. Here, I'll look it up.
Because like
Harry Potter honor killing. Hashtag not all Muslims.
by our law.
I'm
just trying to look for the actress who played her, and then Google from there and so on.
Oh, I wonder if. Oh no, okay.
I got it.
It's working. I thought maybe it was like banned by the UK.
I know one of them. I know one of the former Harry Potter actors became like a film usher, and then he wound up in the X Factor.
Yeah. Wait, wasn't it an assault case?
It's more of an assault case. It wasn't a murder.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, it was charged to threaten to kill.
A dishonor can be anything from unacceptable dress codes to refusing an arranged marriage or engaging in sexual acts.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
Something.
By the way, marry this cow.
So I'm thinking, wait, did she have to wear like a burqa during the filming of the Harry Potter scenes?
And that's why she got targeted.
It was basically
Yeah,
like
I can't wait till they start retconning the movies to keep up with JK Rowling's tweets. So then they have to CGI and they have to add a burqa on her through CGI and the fucking
Harry
movies.
Potter, the letterbox edition.
No, I can't wait for the special edition edits where they black up Hermione.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, Professor Quirrell wearing that turban was cultural appropriation. How dare they?
What would they
Yeah,
have to?
If
Would they have to put her like a blackface or something?
Well, that's what it would be. It'd be digital blackface. All of a sudden, Hermione's black.
Literal.
And then the social justice warriors are like, finally, we got proper, respectful representation.
Replace her
And
one
it's like,
with
can you
fried
assholes
chicken.
be any less out of touch?
I wonder what JK Rowling had to say about this assault case, because is she going to stick up for you can't be Islamophobic, or is she going to be, well, this is obviously sexist?
Well, I know
It's one of those ones she doesn't tweet on. It's a double-edged sword.
I know she criticized Jeremy Corbyn recently about this whole anti-Semitism scandal.
JK Rowling criticizes everyone.
Well, okay, that's the one I'll at least give her, because I know she's an adamant Labour supporter. But you know what? At least you're calling out that anti-Semite traitor. You know, I'll give you that one. I'll let that one slide.
It'll slide if it's in your camp.
She kind of defended Theresa May when someone endlessly called her a whore.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. She
Yeah.
said something. Oh, what was it? She said something like, someone called Theresa May a cunt, and she said, "Oh, blocked. I can't be dealing with anyone who calls another woman a cunt." But then people went back and saw that she retweeted Graham Linehan calling a woman a cunt.
Oh, gee. Don't get me started on Graham Linehan. Let me put this out to Graham Linehan. Motherfucker, we don't want you in the country anymore, okay? We'll let the Brits steal you.
No, thank you.
He's your problem now, alright?
If the Brits don't want him, he'll just come to America.
No. Ye already have John Oliver.
Yeah, John Oliver, and also we had Piers Morgan for a while.
UK,
until for some reason you guys took him back.
UK to the, UK on about to the Yanks. We don't want John Oliver. You can keep the Smegger.
PewDiePie calls JK Rowling a cunt.
Good.
When was that? Oh, that was like 2017. When the fuck?
You know, the whole Jew thing.
Oh, when people were saying he's a Nazi and she joined in because...
It's because bandwagon.
Because virtue signal.
Yes. And, maybe to wrap this up, but I'm kind of glad that people are starting to call her out. Like, there's this Kotaku article, right? And it's written by a gal named Gita Jackson, and it says, JK Rowling needs to stop messing with Harry Potter. And basically, in the same breath, because it's Kotaku, she's condemning the fact that she keeps changing the books. But then at the same time, she's condemning the fact that J.K. Rowling didn't put any, obvious Jewish characters in this book that has, a World War II Holocaust kind of tone. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping more people, I'm hoping J.K. Rowling just keeps on, digging herself in a deeper and deeper pit with every fucking tweet, saying, oh yeah, the owl, it's transgendered now. And it's like,
alright,
fucking hell. To be slightly fair, it's really, really hard to keep track of all the shit that comes out of your mouth, or I guess skips your fingers and key on Twitter. But at the same time,
especially when you're a hypocritical asshole.
Well, that's what I mean. Everybody's. I'm saying basically everyone can be a hypocritical asshole. Just look at us. But
Me? Never.
But
I'm gay. I'm beyond criticism.
Okay, fine. We repent. We're so sorry. Here's my ass.
Yeah, but you're white, so that negates that.
Oh yes, your privilege negates your victimhood.
As far as you know. Ever heard of whiteface?
Plot twist. He's actually a Wayne brother.
That'll explain a whole lot.
No, I'm white. No, I'm white chicks, but I grew a penis.
White dicks.
White clits.
Oh my god, that needs to be a porn parody. I've got one thing I need to say.
Shoot.
The merchandise is getting a bit out of hand, though.
Getting?
It's always been out of hand.
Yeah, good point. I mean, there's a Cards Against Humanity parody, or equivalent of it, called Muggles Against Humanity, and it states on the box, best game ever, period. I don't know what that's got to do with anything.
Can I just say to everyone out there, if you're over the age of 10 and I see you wearing Harry Potter merchandise, I just instantly think you're a sad person.
Oh, Well, you're gonna think wrong of me because I have a Harry Potter t-shirt. Although it's not technically official Harry Potter thing. It's more like a chibi-fied Harry doing a Patronus. It glows in the dark. I only got it because it glows in the dark.
I have a Game of Thrones sword, if that counts for anything.
No, Game of Thrones is badass. Harry Potter is just like...
You don't see a whole lot of 10-year-olds watching Game of Thrones, I hope.
Speaking of Game of Thrones, I actually read that up before. Apparently, JK Rowling won an award over George R.R. Martin for, Harry Potter over Thrones. I'm like... Yeah, no. How the fuck did that happen?
No, George R. R. Martin would beat her hands down. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. I mean, that guy
Was
wrote
like
for
a-
the Twilight Zone.
Oh, there was a JK Rowling and George R. R. Martin meme I saw a little earlier. It's hard killing off so many characters. George R. R. Martin, you're adorable.
And there's one above that where like the bottom underneath George R. R. Martin is a picture of God. It says amateurs.